Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be troubleshooting our liquid detergent. What if you accidentally add too much salt into your liquid detergent? What is going to happen? And then what do you do to make it right? That is what we are talking about today. Now, if you have watched my previous videos where I made liquid detergents using SLS and SLES, you would notice that I use salt as a thickener. Salt is a very affordable and effective thickener in detergent systems where the materials used have good salt responsiveness. Just to quickly let you know that not all detergents would thicken using salt. Mostly if you are using SLS or SLES, they thicken very well with salt. But if you are using something like the seal glucoside, like AOS 40 and other non sulfate free detergents, they would not thicken with salt, right? So now we have gotten that out of the way. We want to know what would happen if we add too much salt to our detergent. Now, people do wonder why the detergent will become thinner when you add too much salt instead of becoming even more viscous. Now, the reason is because of the mechanism which salt uses to thicken the detergent. Unlike materials like cellulose gum such as HEC, xanthan gum, and other gums that are used in thickening, salt itself is not a self-thickening agent. It only thickens because of the interactions that it has with the detergent that you are using. But these other gums, when you put them into water, they hydrate and they are self-thickening, and that is why they can thicken anything, because it doesn't matter the interaction they have, they are just thickeners. However, salt is not like that. By the time you add too much salt to your detergent, instead of the micelles in that detergent to come together and form a thick solution, they begin to fall apart, and this makes your detergent to become more watery instead of thicker. If you were to add too much of a cellulose gum like HEC into your formula, it will become too thick and you may need to add water to make it better, right? So, but this is me demonstrating what happens when you add too much salt to your detergent. The salt will thin out your detergent, it will become even more watery. And now we are going to learn how to thicken it back. Adding more salt is not going to do the trick. When adding salt to thicken your detergent, you need to take measurements, and once you have added more than 2 or 3% of salt and your solution is looking watery, then you shouldn't add more salt. It is time for you to troubleshoot. So we are going to use this detergent base that we made in the previous video. If you have not watched that video, you actually need to watch that video to watch how we made this base which I'm adding to the solution, and you can see that it is beginning to thicken beautifully. I'm going to put the link to the video where I demonstrate how to make this base in the description box, so do well to go over and watch the video. Now I have added about 100 mils of that base into about 250 mils of the soap that became thin, and you can see that immediately I added it, it started becoming thicker. Can you see? It gives you an immediate response. It starts becoming thicker, coming together very easily with the addition of about 25% or 50% of that base. Now, after adding this base, you can actually add a little bit more water to balance off the surfactant matter concentration. In the previous video, which I'm going to link in the description box, I also talk about active surfactant matter and how to get it. So you can see that this has become very thick and we may need to add some more water. You can see how beautiful it has come together, like that was not the previous one we saw becoming so watery and thin. So this is the magic of this base, and that's why you need to learn how to make this base and have it on hand if you know that you make liquid detergents often. Once you have this, you can easily use it to troubleshoot when there is any issue, and then this is a good time to add some water to give the desired consistency. This is not supposed to be a gel-like product, it's a liquid dishwashing soap, so we don't need it to be so thick like that, and that's why we're adding water. And even with the addition of water, it still gives you a good thickness. You can see that it becomes thin at first, but it comes together because the base we added with the water have now balanced it up to give us a good formulation. So this is what our formulation looks like. Now this is a troubleshooting video, but I need to let you know that whenever you are thickening with salt, you need to be very careful. When you are thickening with salt, add your salt in increments of 0.5%. Just keep your measuring scale close by and be patient. Don't be fast to add more salt, because sometimes when you add the salt, you may not see immediate results because the salt needs time to dissolve. So you can add your 0.5% of salt and leave the solution for maybe 10-15 minutes before you come back. And if the thickness is not good enough for you, you can then add a little more salt and you go back. So just be very patient. If you are making liquid detergent, you really need not to be in a hurry. Just take your time, especially if you are a beginner and you don't have your formulas set out. For me, I have some formulas that I've tried over and over again that have worked for me, so I can know that, okay, if I'm making this type of detergent, I need 1% of salt, or I need 0.7%. But while you are starting out, you need to take notes, you need to be patient, you need to try little by little. Then when you are formulating, you also need to take notes. You need to be writing down things. Write down things, take notes, and then those notes will now guide you in future, right? So if you have any further questions about this, please drop your questions in the comments section. And if you have watched up to this point and you have found this video very helpful, do well to go over and watch other videos that I have uploaded, and do well to subscribe and hit the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video like this, you would be the first to know. Thank you.